Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Daily Crypto Byte. It is Wednesday morning, and today we had a bit of a dip in the market, CJ. Exciting stuff, plenty of buying opportunities to talk about. So today should be a fun episode. Without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, and you probably noticed no Dr. J today. He's busy on some other meetings, but he sent us a Doge of the day today. So stay tuned for that. He did have time to still pick one, and we will go over his Doge of the day for you at the end. No surprise there. He picked one with some tremendous value, as he tends to do. So excited to share that one with you. Without further ado, let's get into it. CJ, what are you seeing in the markets? What are you seeing with Bitcoin? A lot of people kind of were a little bit scared last night, but I think a lot of our members are holding strong. What are you seeing in the markets?
Yeah, no, I woke up this morning as well too, looked at my phone, checked some prices. I was like, oh, what happened? But it seems like we're just getting rejected once again from that kind of 58 to 60 level. The thing that I think is really promising is that we actually had a lot of buy pressure come in and step in at that 54 to 55K level that we're holding right now. And if you remember, Jon talked about a couple of weeks ago, he brought up a website named Whale Map, where it showed that a lot of whale buyers actually stepped in at that 54 to 55K level for support. So it'll be interesting to see if that level does hold. Additionally, what we've been talking about with Bitcoin a lot is just the fact that it's been on a ascending triangle formation on the 1-day time frame. And so that ascending slope towards the bottom also is in confluence with that kind of 54 to 55K level. So if we fell below that and negated that ascending triangle and went to say 51 or 50K, then I would be getting a little bit concerned, but I think we're still in a very bullish posture overall. It'll be interesting to see how much buy pressure actually does step in off of this 54 to 55K level. What are your thoughts, Monty?
Yeah, CJ, I was glad to see that the ascending triangle kind of still held true. I got a bit worried when it tested the hypotenuse, but it looks like the formation is still valid. And I want to talk about kind of the whole ecosystem here. One thing I kind of noticed during this sell-off was that Bitcoin was a bit less volatile than some of the other assets that we talk about as our doges of the day and whatnot. And I think that's not too surprising given the fact that we always talk about how they have higher beta to the upside and the downside. So I think one great graphic that's a good indication of kind of where the market share is going in crypto is the Bitcoin dominance chart. So I want to talk about that real quick, CJ, because it does look like we're kind of bottoming out. You want to quickly tell the audience what this means and what you think this could possibly do to the crypto market as a whole?
Yeah, Bitcoin dominance is a very interesting thing because it's not a perfect fear index by any means, but typically, like Monty mentioned, the altcoins will sell off harder in a period of uncertainty than Bitcoin. All throughout the bear market, Bitcoin was really good at preserving losses while the altcoins really bled out. And that led to a massive increase in Bitcoin dominance. And so due to the fact that we're kind of bottoming towards a 9, that is a little bit concerning in the altcoin space, but we still have to see whether that does come to fruition. It might not be a negative thing at all either. We may rally in Bitcoin first. The altcoins could be a bit laggards and then catch up. But right now, the Bitcoin dominance metric is reaching that TD by 9 on the bottom of that kind of breakdown level. But we'll have to see how that does truly affect the trend. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are as well on Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah, CJ, I think you made a great point there that kind of Bitcoin could be the one that leads the charge here. So it is kind of encouraging in a sense that it is sort of reversing on the Bitcoin dominance. I think what's happening is a lot of the profit taking from these parabolic altcoin runs is just flooding back into Bitcoin as people take some money off the table in these more volatile alts and move them back into Bitcoin. But like you said, CJ, we've kind of been waiting for this catalyst to drive us above 62K. And if this altcoin money can provide that catalyst, then I think it's great for the whole space, right? Because we've talked about how we're sort of teetering on the brink of a breakout in the space's entirety. I think if Bitcoin can break above that top Bollinger Band and Keltner channel that you've been highlighting, that's when we're going to see a lot more new money flood into the space, which I think is ultimately what we need right now. I think what we're seeing is a lot of the same money just floating around through the space, whether it be into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, and then into some of these low cap alts. But I think once Bitcoin does break above that resistance at 62K, we're going to see some new speculative money flood in. And I think that could be a catalyst for new all-time highs for a lot of these assets. So it is kind of concerning in the interim to see the Bitcoin dominance rebounding if you're an altcoin holder. But I think in the long run, this is healthy for the entire space and will be good for everyone's portfolio. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on that. And but like we said, CJ, a lot of the movements that we saw last night were most substantial in the altcoins. So there are a lot of great buying opportunities right now. And I think we should have a pretty exciting Doge of the day today. So without further ado, you want to hop in and talk about our Doges of the day?
Yeah, sure. One of the altcoins, I mean, we've talked about, Simon, you was on Trade the Chain yesterday. It was down over 20%, but I mean, that's a very high beta asset. And, that's kind of to be expected. Not my Doge of the day per se. My Doge of the day is actually going to be Elrond, or EGLD. And what I have here, or what you're looking at on the chart, is a 1 hour time frame. You can see that we hit that TD by 9 with the blue arrow above it, then formed kind of a quasi doji / hammer candle, and then rebounded after that. And so to me, that shows that, buy pressure was strong enough to buy that dip and rebound off the TD by 9. So that's pretty interesting technical formation that I always like to look for potential bottoms, or at least like reaction rallies in the midst of a sell-off. The other thing that I like about EGLD, or Elrond, is it is up 185% in relative trading volume. Data courtesy of our friends over at Trade the Chain. And so, yeah, that one has been one that I've been watching. It's got a very similar technical formation as Algo as well. But Elrond is going to be my Doge of the day, Monty.
I really like that pick, CJ. I think the volume is very strong there, and it's encouraging to see that it got that bounce off that red 9 and now has that support below it. So I like that pick. I'm going to check that one out myself. Let's quickly do Dr. J's Doge of the day, because he sent us one this morning that he wanted us to talk about, and that is NEO. And NEO did experience a bit of a sell-off with the rest of the market last night, but it still managed to kind of maintain its all-time high price point. So I think that is one thing that's very encouraging. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, Dr. J, he loves the volume. That's what he looks for. And NEO has seen some very strong volume in the last few days. You can see here at the bottom of the chart, these light gray candles are spiking in the last 3 days. So for me, this is an indication that people are interested in this. Like CJ said, at Trade the Chain, they have relative trading volume. It is up 460% as of this morning on relative trade volume. So very nice spike in that metric. And similar to Eagle, it's kind of got some nice downward support after it kind of closed above this green 9 here. And yeah, I think that this is an interesting Doge of the day. Dr. J, the volume hunter, he found one with some really nice volume, and I think it's a position to do well. Any thoughts on this pick, CJ?
I like it. It's always kind of, we'll see how the momentum ends up playing out through the course of the rest of the day. But like you said, Dr. J, the volume hunter, he did the same thing with EOS last week, and that turned out to be a very good pick. So we'll have to see how it turns out as well this time around as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, last and probably least, I guess, actually, we'll see, is my Doge of the day. And this is one that I've been wanting to increase my position in for a long time because I believe in its long-term potential. And that is Terra Luna, or LUNA. This is an asset tradable on Voyager. Here's the chart. As you can see, it after hitting this all-time high of 22, it's kind of experienced a bit of a sharper, more pronounced sell-off than some of the rest of the market. But I still really believe in this asset. And it's backed by some major players, Mike Novogratz, CZ from Binance, Huobi backs this. This thing is, in my opinion, it's not going to fail. Full disclosure, I do hold this, and I do plan on purchasing more today if it continues to dip. I think it's just a great long-term opportunity. The fundamentals are solid. The technicals are solid. The one thing I would look out for is it does have more downside potential than some of the other dojis of the day that we've mentioned, like CJ's pick or John's pick, because it really doesn't have any support until all the way down here at this $12 level. So I'd watch out for that. But overall, I really like its potential to kind of uh, grab a share of the market in the next retail speculation. It's doing some big things in Asia with stable coins, and I think it's going to be a mainstay in the crypto space going forward. So any buying opportunity for me, I try and snatch up as much Luna as I can. So this is one I have been watching for a while, and it's one I'm going to continue to hold, Luna.
Yeah, let's not forget the Terra Alliance too. A lot of billion-dollar companies and a lot of large, big players, aside from the ones you mentioned as well. So that's another one I've been looking at as well. Monty, you remind me, I should mention, full disclosure, I do not own EGLD or my Doge of the day currently. Thinking about entering a position, but I am not in yet. Also, want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Voyager, for reaching 1 million users. You can earn up to 10% API and interest if you hold USDC on Voyager. You get interest on a lot of other coins with zero commissions. So make sure to check them out as well. Hardest working team in crypto.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Those interest payments went out on the first of the month. I saw some really cool tweets from some people that got those interest payments. I saw one that I actually retweeted. This guy was saying that his 5% interest this month from Voyager was equal to his first paycheck at Home Depot when he worked 80 hours a week. So it's just amazing the opportunity that this provides and kind of the financial freedom that you can get if you get in early and play this market right. So it's really creating some awesome stories out there. And yeah, thank you to Voyager for sponsoring this. Thank you for all the hard work you guys have been doing. And as always, if you guys want to come hang out with CJ and I, you can try out our crypto trading room for just $1 for the first month. The link is right below me, marketrebellion.com/try crypto. We have a pro charting service, an ever-growing community of really intelligent traders that are always sharing their trade stories. And yeah, we have trade insights published weekly, news, full education curriculum that we add to regularly. So yeah, check it out. Just $1 for the first month. We'd love to have you guys there. Any closing thoughts for our audience, TJ?
No. Just best of luck this week. Happy trading.
Yes. Hold strong, buy the dip, and thank you guys for watching. We will see you tomorrow.